welcome to Real Talk, episode 77. I'm Todd, this is AJ, and we're back.
Yo, how y'all feeling today?
I'll tell you, I'm feeling tired. Right before we went on, AJ pointed out that I look tired in my eyes today, which I'm going to confess right here, right now, to all of you, podcast world, Facebook world, whatever world, YouTube world. I'm tired today, man. I am so tired. So, as you know with me, I don't typically feel super tired, which is a problem. Today is not that day.
Hey, and maybe in some ways it can almost be a blessing to know that, hey, there's a possibility that you can still feel tired.
Yeah, except it's not a good time to have it happen. So, guys, you know what Real Talk is. You're already on here. In case you're new for some reason and actually watched past 15 seconds, which we can tell, Real Talk's just an opportunity for two guys and you to talk about God, life, the Bible, everything in between.
In between everything.
So, up above you'll see a link, www.theremnant.life/real-talk. That's REAL-talk. If you go down to the bottom of that page, from your phone, computer, iPad, tablet, you'll see submit a question. Hit it. It's going to open up a form fillable box. Type in your question, topic, concern. Hit submit. Goes into a database completely anonymously. Could not find you if we tried. I told you I'm tired.
No, I'm trying not to laugh because of my own brain. So when you were spelling real, for some reason I thought you were spelling remnant. So when you said REA, I was like, remnant?
No, that was me forgetting how to talk because my mind is slow today.
And I was like, wait. For some reason, my mind was like...
Drink number 2 is hopefully going to catch me up. Sorry, you mind a little?
So I was like, wait, is he trying to spell remnant? I was like, wait, no, he's saying real for real talk.
Sure you're not tired?
Oh, I'm definitely tired too. You can probably see it in my eyes too. But my eyes are
dead
also
cold
just,
eyes.
Yeah, my eyes are always terrible.
If you're in the podcast world, never mind. Pretend that we're not. You'll be able to tell.
You can hear our eyes.
You can't hear mine. You know this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's insane.
That's my eyeball. If you're on the podcast or even watching, here we go again. Ready? That's my eye. I guarantee that picks it up.
I bet they can hear that.
No doubt it does.
That's crazy.
I have very dry eyes.
I know.
Dry, dead, cold eyes. So that's where we're at today.
Do they make prescription like
eye drops?
Eye drops?
I went to an eye doctor about this once.
Really?
And he said to buy a certain brand. Which
that was it?
Yeah.
Man, so
he did ask me if I'm around a lot of dust. Which I didn't want to answer that. I could be.
Right. What's considered highly dusty?
I don't know. But anyway, what's really strange is the right eye.
Nothing.
It's this left eye, man. Now, I do have a slight, getting medical here, slight astigmatism in this left eye. Or
I think I have astigmatism too.
Or it's off or whatever. Anyway, we've lost everyone.
I wonder if your eye somehow just has like a bunch of eyelashes in there.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. You think there's just a pile of eyelashes behind my eyeball?
Maybe.
No, that's not right. Okay, so everyone, I've got a little something different for today. I haven't even told you.
No, I had no idea.
We're going to play a little game of Would You Rather.
I like surprises.
Well, I just told you it.
I'm no longer surprised.
Nope, but you said it after
I did.
So, supposedly, and from the internet here, it actually says, just so you know, the name of this is the best, funniest, and hardest Would You Rather questions that exist.
That exists.
So, we're going to play a little couple. You guys can join us. Feel free to drop in the comments below as we go along. Oh, what's your Would You Rather? Podcast, have fun with us. Here we go. Your hope. Ooh.
Oh, no.
This one's horrifying. I'm not doing that one. Would you rather eat no candy at Halloween or no turkey at Thanksgiving?
Oh, man. No turkey at Thanksgiving.
No candy Halloween for me.
Yeah, I just love candy, man.
I like it too. It's just better when you're not. Oh, man, this one's... I don't even know if I want to tell you this one. Oh, no. Do you want to do this dating one? Okay. I say dude. Sometimes when people call on Sundays, they'll see that I'm used to talking to young guys. Would you rather date someone you love or date someone who loves you? We should skip that one. Oh, we really should skip that one. Moving on.
That's deep.
We're not even answering it. Because I feel like that's a lose-lose for any person here. All right.
Dang.
Would you rather be free or be totally safe That's a good one.
Oh man. I don't know. This is such. Well, okay, I gotta play to this.
You're playing the game, man. You're
right,
overthinking
sorry.
it.
Yeah, right.
Would you rather be free or be
Free.
totally safe?
I'd rather be free.
Hey, free.
Yeah.
I was gonna come up with the same. This is an odd one. Would you rather look 10 years older from the neck up or the neck down? If you had to pick.
Neck up.
You'd rather your face looks 10 years older?
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite, because I feel like there's old people that are, like, in shape.
That's fair.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Oh, man, this is another one that would be great to ask, but I feel like it's unfair. We're not going to answer this one, guys. We're just going to tell you what it says. Would you rather have 3 kids and no money or no kids with $3 million? Pretty tough to ask 2 guys without kids right now.
That's fair.
Does that money sound real
It
good?
does
Anyway,
sound nice. I hate money, but it does sound nice.
kids are our blessing, though.
Absolutely.
Would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the most intelligent?
Oh man, funniest.
Most intelligent. What?
Oh no, it's good. Makes sense for both of us. I'm naturally like a goofball, and you're very smart, but also goofy.
Don't try to save it.
No,
Anyway, I'm just playing with you. Here's an interesting one. Would you rather reverse one decision you make every day, so I have the ability,
Okay.
or be able to stop time for 10 seconds every day? That's an interesting one.
I think I would rather be able to change a bad decision I made once a day.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 10 seconds. Like, it's only 10 seconds a day. Like, that's it's just such a small window.
Would you rather have 7 fingers on each hand or have 7 toes on each foot?
Foot. Toes
Same.
and foot. Yeah.
Can't see it. You have big shoes.
That's right.
Ready for a deep, lovey one?
Oh.
Would you rather... This makes no sense. I'm going to change the question because they have it written weird. Would you rather live a poor life with your loved one or a rich life all alone?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I would rather live a poor life with the one I love.
Same here.
100%. That's what they always talk about, right? Those bachelors, right? They're at the end of the day, they're always just alone. They have everything, they're just alone, no one to share with.
That's it. Yeah, man, that's deep. You're right. Would you rather? This is an interesting one. Would you rather speak all languages or be able to speak to all animals?
Oh man,
I know,
dude. Oh, I'm gonna have to.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna have to go with speaking every language so I can communicate with people.
Speaking all languages is certainly more useful.
Yeah. Yes.
But speaking to all the animals?
I know, right? I'm curious.
Could you turn it on and off, or do you go constant? Because that would be overwhelming.
You just hear all the time, then that'd be terrible.
I guess I'm going to go with you.
I wonder if
Speak all languages. However, I believe speaking to all animals
would be
so fun.
Oh, absolutely. I wonder if an owl, when it said who, is actually saying who, or if it's saying something else.
Hi. Hi. Some of these make no sense.
They just word them weird?
Yeah, I think these are like random people, but...
Yeah.
Oh, man. Would you rather leave if you had a son, would you rather leave your son unemployed, homeless, or pay for his drug habits and illegal activities?
Oh, bro. Man. No, there's no way I can't pay for that.
I agree.
No way. He's going to have to learn.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever... You ready for one we'll get yelled at either way?
Okay.
Real talk. Would you rather end the life of a single human being or 100 cute baby animals? That's the question.
Listen.
See ya, baby animals.
I was going to say, at the end of the day, like...
100 rabbits.
99, you mean?
One's already there.
I
told this story one time, right?
Just now.
When I had to kill that baby rabbit.
I think you told him that.
I should probably explain this now.
Yeah,
real fast. So it was house sitting for a person, let their dogs out. Dog came back in. The dog wouldn't come back in, so I went out to a fenced-in yard, and I found a rabbit. The dog had chased a rabbit, and the rabbit had gotten stuck in the rings of a fence. Its back end was not, and this dog had stripped, and I'm not exaggerating here, at first I was like, oh, it's bloody, but it's okay, because I just saw that the back of it had some hair removed.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, so I was like trying to pull him out so he could run away. Well, as I lifted the rabbit up, its back leg was stripped to the bone.
Yep.
Completely to the bone.
That's insane.
So I did eventually get the rabbit out. I was like, maybe. No, he was just there breathing.
Yeah, he couldn't move.
No, so then I went and researched. I was like, I know what I have to do.
Yep.
It was actually Grant was with me when this happened. If he's here, this story's way funnier because I went into the garage and began to look for ways to humanely end this animal's life because I'm not going to shoot it or anything. So I grabbed they had no knife or anything in here. So I grabbed a hoe. I was like, chop its head off. Oh, that seems pretty hard. Yep. I grabbed a straight razor or a box cutter, whatever you want to call it. Not straight razor, box cutter. But it was one of these safety ones that the blade comes out about 0.5 millimeter. I was like, oh. So, this is not a joke. I looked online how to humanely kill a rabbit.
Yep.
And you can find that. Mm-hmm. And what you have to do is you grab it, its head's here, and you push back and up
right? Yep.
and it snaps their neck.
Yep.
And I want you to understand, that changed me because I had to do it.
Yep.
And it was very uncomfortable, and I did it. And I've been a stone cold killer ever since.
Been a stone cold killer ever since.
It's a true story though. All right, a couple more.
Oh my gosh. But yes, you gotta choose the person.
Yeah. Thanks for getting us back on.
Yeah.
Some of these are so obvious. Would you rather be a millionaire by winning the lottery by working 100 hours a week? If you had a choice.
Well, sure.
Clearly.
Right. Definitely take the money.
Do you like pizza?
Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Oh, man. Oh. That was it.
Anything
Those are not
else?
the greatest ones in the world. Let me find one more. I got to end on a really high note.
Okay.
Because, I've already ruined everything with the rabbit story.
Was there one you didn't read that you said was like, I don't know if we should do this one? Or did you read it and we just didn't answer it?
We didn't. It was the one about love. I don't think we should answer that one.
That's...
Because people are going to go, you selfish? Oh, you don't care about loving your person?
Would you rather such a dangerous game?
I know, man. I think that's the point of it. Those actually weren't. I've had way harder ones. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with the best would you rather questions. This is, okay, now we're getting interesting. Would you rather the aliens... Oh, no, this makes no sense.
Okay.
Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak? That's a good one.
Read. Because someone could at least tell me things.
That's fair. Boy, that's hard for me. Mm-hmm. I love to read.
Yeah.
But not being able to speak, I'm going to go with what you said. Yeah. And that's hard because I love to read. Would you rather be covered in fur or covered in scales?
Oh, man. I think fur. Softer.
Yeah, probably that.
A little more appealing than scales, probably.
This is a kind of interesting. I've been saying that about all of them. But would you rather be in jail for a year or lose a year off your life?
Wow. Jail for a year.
Same here. Same here. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
20 minutes early.
Same here. Would you rather have one real life, get out of jail free card, or a key that opens any door? It's really easy.
Jail, I guess. No, because I don't break the law, really.
But you want to. I just saw your dark heart. He goes and robs a bank. Nope. I think that's the point of that. Is if people are...
Yeah, that's fair, because I don't live my life in a way of where I would
but you
need
wouldn't.
A jail-free card, right?
I
guess I have to go with the door.
Same here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to keep saying that. Sorry, guys. I do find it more interesting.
Absolutely.
Would you rather know the history of every object you touched or be able to talk to animals?
Oh, dude, I got back to history. The history of every object you touch. Imagine that. That'd be nuts. You could, oh my gosh, you'd uncover so much.
Well, some of it would be horrifying.
Oh, absolutely it would be. Imagine sitting on a chair and all of a sudden.
Here, you grab the kitchen knife and it's
yeah,
he killed Bob.
Exactly. That'd be insane. That could be a TV show.
We can't do this one either. Would you rather be married to?
Oh, yeah.
Why did I say it then? Would you rather have all traffic lights you approach be green or never have to stand in line again?
What an interesting question.
I know.
I don't mind standing in line.
Exact same with you. I would rather. I would rather they always be
Just
green.
be green. Yep. What else we got?
All right, well, a couple more.
Okay. These are fun. I like Would You Rather. It's a good game.
Would you rather be the first person to explore a planet or be the inventor of a drug that cures a deadly disease?
Oh, wow, man. I'd cure the deadly disease.
Same here.
For the people.
Man, some of these are so obvious for us because of our situation.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather be an average person in the present time or the king of a large country 2,500 years ago? 2,500 years is like you're a nomad. I think a better question would be like, what are we at? 700 years ago.
I'm going to have to go with just a regular person, I think. I don't know.
Nowadays, having medicine, big deal.
Yeah.
All right, last one. I'm going to get a good one.
Okay.
Jeez. I don't... Wait, I'm going. Buy me some time here, man.
Yeah.
Buy me some time.
It's kind of the battle. It's got to be. I can't speak English. It's got to be the best one. Last one, best one.
I know, and that's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. Dude, man.
This is really sad. This one's weird.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather live in a virtual reality where you are all powerful, or live in the real world and be able to go anywhere, but not be able to interact with anyone or anything? So
What?
the description is on this question is like a god in the machine or a ghost in the real world.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's weird.
Dang, bro.
Quote God, right?
that's
We don't
really
clearly,
deep.
just in case we're getting jumped. I'm gonna choose the virtual reality, believe it or not, because it would haunt me to be like it'd be in this room with you and I can never interact with you. I'm just constantly crying. And you're going,
I'm just looking through you.
yeah, you don't even see me. That's horrifying.
That's so sad, man.
I know.
Oh my
both are
gosh.
sad in their own way. You gotta pick one, man.
Ah, man.
You gotta pick one. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I gotta go with the virtual reality, man. I don't know
too.
if I don't know if I could spend my entire life just being a ghost to people.
It'd be so sad. A lot of anyway, I guess. All right, here we go.
Last one.
Oh, would you rather live until you're 200 but look like you were 200 the whole time, even though you're healthy, or look like you're 25 all the way until you die at age 65?
I'm gonna take the years, man.
You're gonna go 200?
Yeah.
This is really hard for me, actually. So I'm still getting to look young while I'm young. Yeah, I guess I'll go the 200 as well.
Yeah. Because 65 years, man. It's not a long time.
No,
dude.
it isn't. It really isn't.
I'd be a third of the way gone already.
It's sad, isn't it?
Which even now could be the reality, which is terrifying.
Let's not go there.
Which is
All right. We'll go ahead and dive into, how about the question that we can end on how our week's been? Does that work for you? Mix it up?
end on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have one question today. Only one.
I'm in.
All right. Hey, folks, if you're listening on the podcast, thanks for joining us for Real Talks. Would you rather? Maybe we'll make that a thing. Let people send the questions to us. But hey, drop your comments below if you're on Facebook or YouTube about which one you would choose. If you're on the podcast, we love you. Please give us a review. Nothing to do with Would You Rather, but it's interesting to think about. So, again, continue shooting questions. We need them. Boy, we've answered probably 2,000 now. It's just wild to think about.
Wow.
So, do you think animals, so our question of the day from our anonymous Real Talk database is, do you think animals can be possessed?
Interesting. Yes, and the only reason why I think that is because the demons inhabited the pigs and threw themselves off the cliff.
You son of a gun. You're right. Jesus drove them into pigs. I completely agree with you.
Yep.
I think it has to be that. We have no idea other than that, and I think it's possible. Certainly, and also if a human could be, why could not an animal?
Sure.
Why couldn't an animal?
And if people believe that spirits can inhabit, objects, why couldn't they inhabit
Spirits, but you mean
animal?
what? So now you're going to a different thing.
No, demons.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I think so, too. I think just based on what we see from... Now, the only argument I could see is people said, well, Jesus commanded them to go into it. He did. But regardless, they were able to inhabit those pigs and to come out of the man and go into the pigs and jump off a cliff. So
Nuts.
imagine how crazy that would have been to see.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, like, maybe this is just me, but like, I try to put myself there, like the visual of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, I wonder if you could actually tell what happened, or it was just insanity.
For some reason, for me, when I see it, man, like I'm literally seeing. And I'm pretty sure they told Jesus to leave after that because they got freaked out.
Yeah.
Picture an entire herd of pigs.
Right.
You're sitting there watching from one, and they just go nuts because they didn't just walk calmly and start.
Right, dude. Yep.
You know, that's a pig sound. And then ran off the cliff. So pretty terrible. It was scary enough that the people didn't want them around.
It's wow.
Because they didn't get what was happening. But
it makes you wonder if you could actually like see, right? Like,
see what? Something come out of the guy?
Right, like see, and then go into them, or if it was just like this.
I think it
weird
just
thing, like,
happened.
yeah. Just.
I don't know though,
Dude,
dude.
I
don't know.
When I read stuff like that, that's where my mind goes sometimes. Like, I wonder if they could actually tell if like somebody like exited him and went into the pigs, or if it was just like this guy's suddenly calm and these pigs are going nuts.
I think that's almost scarier.
Yeah.
He's here, over there the pigs go nuts as soon as he's calm. Like,
yep,
that's pig sound again. So yeah. All right, man. How's your week been? Oops, I just hit it with my face.
It's been pretty decent. I know one thing, and I kind of briefly mentioned it. I think it was on one of the Would You Rather's about. I've had the idea of like just thinking about the idea of life, right? And when I think about life, it's funny. And I talked to you about this the other day, and it's like in some ways it's definitely a blessing. Like when we think about life, we often don't think about the fact that it's going to end.
I don't even like talking about that, but yeah. Drop the mic. We're all good.
And
told you I was tired.
So when the idea, I often find myself just kind of going through life, and it reminds me of like we talk about animals, right? How they're not like necessarily aware of like that it's gonna end. They're just kind of living life, and boom, it's over. Mm-hmm. And we tend to have more of like that ability to acknowledge that and realize that and have that awareness. But we don't really live like it a lot of the time. Which, like you said, I think it is a blessing. But when you come around, like I finally came around to the idea of like, wow, like I'm gonna die one day. Like that's crazy to me. I don't think I'm necessarily scared of death. Mm-hmm. I think it's more like it's gonna be insane when you're in that moment, right? Like how crazy is that? You know, we talk about how it's just a transition, right? Like how crazy is it? Because at the end of the day, no matter what. And this is crazy to think about. There's nobody on this entire earth that can tell you what it's going to be like. Because you're never going to know what it is until it's
true, man.
And I'm like, wow.
It's true.
That is crazy to me. That there is like, I think I've said this before, but there's only a couple things that are a guarantee in life, and death is one of them. And it's one thing that we don't know how to handle it still. And we don't know what it's like. Because it's impossible to tell until it happens to you. You have those stories of people who say like, I died and came back, like,
yeah,
but like how it's hard.
Whatever experience that was not the same as like people that are gone.
Yep. So it's like, wow, it just makes me want. Like I think about that, and it just makes me. It makes me reevaluate in a way that it's hard to explain. I guess it makes me go like, how am I living life? Am I actually living life full? Because if you're not, what are you doing? Because unfortunately, at the end of the day, when you really think about life, like you don't know when that day is coming.
Nope.
It could be tomorrow.
Yep.
It could be 10 minutes from now.
Yep.
It could literally be any time. And we live like I think that the blessing part is we live like we're not like it's not a thing. It's like we live a little more free, I guess. Mm-hmm. But in the midst of that blessing, I feel like there's almost a curse to it too, because then we don't live full. We just we get caught up in like the sin. We get caught up in the motions of life, and we just kind of live like, oh, whatever. So it's almost like to me like it tips back and forth. It scales back and forth. It's a blessing that we don't live aware of it because we probably fearful all the time. I think that's what you said. Like we just be like sitting in like a bunker, like not wanting to do anything because we don't want to die.
Especially if you knew how easy it would be for you to in any situation.
Exactly.
We drive cars where we're a foot apart from each other down the road going opposite ways.
60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
All it takes is anyways. So we have that idea, right, where it's like, okay, like that's a blessing that we don't live in that awareness, but it's also a curse to me in a way because in the midst of that, we don't live full.
Yeah. Because we're not aware of it. Because we don't live in that awareness of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. How short it is.
Exactly.
The other night, I'm not saying this just because you said it. You just reminded me. So this was like within the last 2 weeks. I don't know if you've ever had this moment or anyone out there. You're kind of getting ready to fall asleep, and you have this. I had the thought of that. It hit me of like, how old I am, and like statistics, and like looking at things, and I just went, like it didn't like it just made me aware to the point where I was like not sleepy. I couldn't go to sleep again because I was like, that's a crazy thought.
I know that's another thing we've kind of talked about is like the older you get, the more life goes on. Like how it must be so scary to just even like fall asleep. Like we've talked about that. Like
I wonder sometimes if that's why I don't like I don't fall asleep.
You don't like sleeping. Like it's a weird thing, man. Like
reminds me of Ecclesiastes, where Solomon is saying essentially that, right? Like he's saying over and over, life is a vapor. Life is, and then he goes on, and it sounds really depressing because he starts saying meaningless. Everything's meaningless under the sun. Really, the point of that book, if you really read it, he goes, "There's time for crying." He's kind of explaining life, and he goes, "The only thing in this life that really is matter." And this is towards clear the end of his life when he's experienced everything. He's had money, wealth, women, power, and he just says it was at the end of the day, it's nothing. God and our relationship with God and all of those things that come with it, our meaning in life comes from that. And relationships and stuff matter, but in the sense of like those tangible things. And you kind of think about that, man. We say this stuff, but we think about it. Whether you're so I'm gonna put it this way: whether you're a king or a pauper, a billionaire or homeless, you go out the same way.
It's true, man.
You can't take anything with you.
You don't take the status with you. No job titles go with you. You're just put in the ground.
And then, but we know that's not over.
No.
As believers, and then you are judged not by the wealth that you accumulated or even your popularity on this earth, but by how you stand, how you measure up to a holy God. And then, it's a surreal thing.
It's so funny how, like, when we think about life, how much we have domesticated life of what it is. Because, like, when you actually just, it's funny, because I'm thinking I'm kind of having a moment, like, I know when you preach sometimes, like, hey, like, actually listen to what I'm saying right now. Like, take off the earmuffs, right? And, like, so when you just talk about the idea of what life even is, even like, to that extent, like, just basic, like, this is life. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that literally just blew my mind to think about that. And I guess if it's weird, man. If we lived like if we were aware of that every day, like what would it look like? How much different would it be?
Yeah. I'm thinking about it right now.
Yeah, it's because it makes me wonder. There's always going to be the idea of that we're not home.
Yeah.
Like we talked about that, the Shadowlands. What that is. We're here, and this is what God created, but sin is so what's what I'm looking for? It's perpetrated. Is that the right word? Perpetrated?
Perpetuated?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know what you're saying yet.
Me either.
No, I'm just going. Sorry.
So it's just it get infected. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yeah, like
permeated. That's what you were thinking. If you're meaning like going through everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice words guy.
Yeah. I used to read.
So yes, it's done that and makes us, it's just so diluted now, and it's hard to remember that this is what God has created, and like, so yeah, it does feel like we're not home, but we are home. It's weird, man, and like it's such a weird dynamic, and I don't know.
It can get deep, man. Like you're making me think. Do you ever just take a second? Like I'm here right now, and but now I'm aware of the fact I'm looking out my eyes.
Yes.
And then you look. I don't know how to explain this. And then you're aware of your own existence.
Oh, it's insane.
And the fact that your existence and my existence is independent, like in the sense of if I walk out of this room, even though I exist, I stop existing to you in that moment.
Because you're not here.
Because I'm not here. But to your sense, anyway, it gets getting weird. Anyway, it makes you, the only reason I bring that up, it kind of ties back into life being so interesting. Yeah. It's funny, so on my YouTube, I don't have a YouTube channel, but like if I get on YouTube or something, I've had these like influencers. Grant's really the one that opened me up to some of these guys.
Yeah.
A few years ago, because he used to be, he loved it. He was young and trying to be a YouTuber, which he was kind of like doing pretty good at. Mm-hmm. But in doing that, he kind of watches and see some of these other guys. And I've sort of been like, I'm sure it seems ridiculous. You've heard me. I'll watch some of their videos, and it's not for the reason you think. I don't get entertained by their stuff. I am fascinated by the moments when I see them. They're the ones I'm thinking of are not believers. They're not Christians. So if you're hip to the game, we're talking the Logan Pauls and the Fousey Twos, and even though he's not that. I'm trying to think of all that. I'm not even thinking Jake Paul, all these people, right? These that are big YouTubers right now.
All those guys.
PewDiePie, all of them. Yeah, who's the other one?
Jacksepticeye, I know that one. This is that.
What's that other
Beast
guy? Yeah, all of them. Okay, here's my thing with it. I'm not judging anything, but the moments when they are realizing, because they have everything to be 25 for some of them and have money, fame,
That's right.
women, all those other kinds of things, and to see them, some of them, going through this journey here of. I don't think they're even aware, but the realization that like it's all kind of meaningless. You get caught up into this, I need to get views and likes, right? In their world. Your world might be the same, right? Maybe you're not trying to get views and likes, but you're trying to get money and status. If I just get that position, if I just get this, if these people just think this of me. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to, what am I looking for? I'm still looking for something. Yep. And so when I see, and some of them, they're on a journey where they're kind of realizing that, and some of them are sad. I'm not going to say which one, but like, they went from being one of the most popular to not at all, and to watch their life fall apart, talk about depression and suicidal thoughts and all these things, and it's like this constant search for meaning in this life, and that meaning, and everyone feels it. I don't care who you are. It's just, what do you do with that? And that to me, regardless, when I'm talking to people that aren't Christians, a lot of times they don't believe in, quote, a God at all. End quote. So what I often think of is like, to me, that let's start there. Like, where does that come from? That yearning, that feeling inside that life is more.
It's God
than those things. Exactly.
It's God.
So
it has to be.
Anyway, that was probably a rambling thing, but that's what it immediately made me think of was. And I don't know. There's the picture that always comes to my head. I say it a lot. Is that moment? Doesn't matter who you are. You have a moment when you're laying in your bed, whether it's in Beverly Hills or whether it's in Columbia City, Indiana.
Yep.
Whether it's in a mansion or on the floor of a friend's house. When you're looking up, there's a moment when you realize it's just you and your thoughts, and you realize, what is life? What is this? So, yeah, life's interesting, man, and the brevity of it, how short it is just.
Yep. It's all, when you think of, like I said, like when you actually think about it, it's all so much and so like insane that I think that's why we're so distracted all the time. Like we try to distract ourselves all the time.
The other side of it is what a blessing that God allows us to enjoy things so that we're not constantly aware of
I'm sure.
the fact that we
probably just want to die.
Well, you would be so scared to move, like we said. So. Yeah, man, I get it. Interesting thoughts.
But yeah, so that's kind of that was the main thought that I've kind of been working through, and which is really cool because I'm glad we got to discuss it because I thought it brought some cool things to light. But yeah, how's your week been, man?
I'm tired today.
Yeah.
So that's weird. Like I feel, I just don't like this feeling. So that's just a strange, random.
Yeah.
We try to completely not serious at all, but I don't like it. Trying to think. I guess in a way I sort of ties in with what you said. I shared a little bit last night with you guys, but I had this realization one day. I almost created a panic for a second in me of every day in my life almost is controlled. It feels like by schedule and all these things outside of myself. And I keep having this realization that if I don't get a hold of that, if I don't get a hold of my schedule, if I don't let go of this idea that I have to keep moving, and this sometimes guilt I feel if I don't meet someone right when they need to meet and all these things, and it's not their fault, it's me. I'm going to literally waste in the sense of, I don't know, I'm going to miss so many different opportunities to really live, because sometimes, and you've talked about this, I'll wake up, I blink and it's bedtime again. Yep. And the weeks are the same in some ways, because we have, you have to have a schedule. We all do. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure, I guess, I need to get a hold of that, man, and I'm trying. And one of the things I've learned is people come at things from their own perspective. So, say someone wants to come meet with you, and you can't. In their mind, I can't believe you can't meet with me. They don't care about the fact that you've got 55 other meetings that week.
Yep.
They just have a need. That's okay that you have that initial thought. It's not okay to live out of that. And I think I just see it around us a lot. We're all very like demanding of each other, which without having grace and understanding, I'm certainly guilty of that.
Me too.
So that's part of it, is just realizing, sort of goes with time, and like, man, I don't want to. I feel like I'm holding on to something that's just rolling. So wanting to make sure I do that and enjoying it. Even if I have to. We all get busy sometimes, which, by the way, I hate that word, busy, because it becomes an excuse word. But I want to enjoy that process and allow myself to be in the moment. That's a big thing that I believe in, is being in the moment and enjoying the moment. And I think Jesus talks about that, right? Don't worry about tomorrow, for today has enough worries of its own. I think it's kind of a similar thing. So that's part of it. Just that kind of weird realization. I would say I had a cool moment Sunday. I watched part of our service, our church's service, because they're online now.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding you. Out loud, I said, I love our people. I just overcome with love, man, for just little things, seeing our drummer, if he knows who he is, he's like really just worshiping, getting into it. Nobody's watching him because he kind of comes in and out of the picture. Seeing the people in the front row that I recognize worshiping, and just seeing people laugh and smile. I don't know, man. I love our church family. I love our people. I'm very blessed to know them, to be a part of it, and to see, just to live life with people.
It's surreal, man.
Yeah. So that's been a cool realization. I mean, just legitimately overwhelmed with it. It's like, man, I love these people. I said that out loud. On a negative, or not negative, but just something working on, I told you today, sometimes I feel like we, as in people, we're always biting each other. We've talked about this before. So it's like the feeling of, it feels like we are trying to pet dogs, and we're the dogs, right? Each other. And it's like I go to feed someone, and the dog, quote dog, they bite. And you have to take 20 minutes to calm down, everything's okay, then they pet. And it's like, the next person bite, you got to take 20 minutes. It's like, I feel like maybe it's just me, and I'm not even saying just in my circle, but it seems like people are just always is it just me, or are people just defensive and kind of paranoid all the time, and
they're
on the attack?
They're defensive only in the sense of when you decide to have an actual conversation.
Yeah. But sometimes it's even just asking a question. If I come in the room and say, "Hey, man, how you doing today? Did you get that? Did you get your car taken care of? Because maybe I heard about your car."
Sure, but
and then you go,
you know what's different about that though is because so many people don't do that. It's like you break their simulation.
So it's like you make them have a malfunction.
Yep.
Because what they'll do then, right? Typically, if I ask you that, you're like, "Well, I didn't get to it yet because I've been super busy and I'm really depressed." I'm like, man, all I was doing was trying to care about your
break
car.
The simulation, because a lot of people won't even ask that. They'll say, "How are you?" Which is not bad, but then you give them the idea of just keeping them in the simulation going good, and then just keep going on, right? But when you actually ask and you invest in their life a little bit, and you're like, "Hey, how did you get your car taken care of?"
Why do you think
break that?
Why does that malfunction, do you think, makes them think you're accusing them? Because what they're hearing is, "I can't believe you didn't take care of your car."
Right.
When literally you're just trying to ask.
I think it's how they view themselves. I think
So they view themselves. We view ourselves as failures.
Yep.
So we kind of defend that outside of us.
Because then as soon as even if someone's just asking about it, if they didn't do it, they already feel terrible about it.
That's good.
And then they just think, "Oh, I suck." So I'm just gonna act out of that and try to defend it, even though I know I suck.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah. So that makes me kind of sad, and
sad.
I'll confess this. So I think so today I'm tired already. I already admitted it.
Yeah.
And I don't ever believe that's an excuse. You know that. And I kind of for that reason maybe woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So I think I always notice it, but then I caught myself internally. And I think I caught it, and I'm catching it, but I'll confess it. Like, I wanted to attack. Not literally attack, but just be like, or have that negative mindset of like, "Oh my gosh, roll my eyes," kind of be done with people, because I was just so, instead of understanding that, each person even if 100 people have snapped to me today, that's only that person's first time, and they need grace and patience and understanding.
That's so good, man. And we don't think of that way.
Yeah.
Hardly ever.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I kind of caught myself doing, which I'm thankful for. And I always come back to God, man. Jesus just keeps giving it, right?
Yep.
And so I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the Holy Spirit, too, that can grab me and remind me of that.
Amen, dude.
So that's it. That's where I'm at, man.
That's
good day.
You brought some good stuff, man.
You did, too. It was a good day. I guess that's the end of the episode.
I think so.
All
Bye.
right.
I'm kidding.
Any closing thoughts?
Thank you guys for watching. That's so weird.
I thought it was
if
nice.
you have any, like he said earlier, we did a whole bunch of Would You Rather questions earlier. If you guys want to play along and answer some of those, that'd be awesome. Even if you're listening on the podcast, if you just want to put it in the link,
www.life/talk.
We'd
love to hear from our podcast
Sure,
people.
absolutely. And not even just answering those, like any thoughts at all, feedback. If you have your own questions, send it to the link. It's open all the time. Other than that, just thank you guys for being a part of this family and listening to us every week and just being, involved in our lives. It's a surreal thing to have people out there who genuinely look forward to listening to what you have to say.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm still not used to. So you guys are awesome. And just, that's all I got, I guess.
Yeah, and guys, along with the feedback, so when we started Real Talk, it was primarily to answer those, or to give those tough questions, or to discuss it, to give people a place to share and ask questions about faith, life, God, and the Bible that maybe they were uncomfortable to ask in person or embarrassed or whatever. And whether or not that's something we're doing or something else, that the questions that come in more on our live, they sort of slowed down. So our show has sort of transitioned a little bit from, if you go to the early episodes, that's pretty much all we did was answer those and discuss those. And now it's more of just life mixed with that. What do you guys want to see? We don't want to, one of the things we do here is we do not want to do something just to do it. Right? We do not do Real Talk because we want to be on a podcast or TV on a video. We do it because we want to meet a need and give a format or a platform. So do you guys enjoy the questions? Do you like when we just dive in and mainly the primary chunk of this is questions? Do you like a mix of us talking about what we're going through and questions? Would you like to see something else? What we mainly want to do is make sure we're given a platform that serves a purpose.
Absolutely.
And if it isn't, then maybe we need to look into something else. So let us know, even if they're on the podcast and maybe we've never talked to you in our life, we want to hear from you. So whether you're in Germany or India or California or New York, I know we're hearing from people all over the place. Louisiana, Great Britain. Take a second and go to www.theremnant.life/real REAL-talk. I think the link is in the podcast description. So drop us a line. Let us know where you're from and what you want to see. And those of you, who've been watching us on Facebook and been our kind of core audience for so long, what do you guys like? We're genuinely asking you. We know, people are goldfish. I know we know a lot of our people listen on podcasts now. Goldfish in the sense that we're all distracted by a lot of things. So I don't know if you're watching this whole video.
Right.
We do know who watches over a minute. Facebook tells us that.
It's true.
So let us know your thoughts. Those of you especially that are watching the whole thing or listening to the whole thing. What do you want to see? What do you enjoy? Maybe you just like the current format. Whatever. We just want some feedback. Anyway, love you guys. We appreciate you so much. If you want to donate to this ministry or this program, you can go to www.theremnant.life/give. It's completely tax deductible. And other than that, we hope you guys have a great day. God bless you.